Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Rachel. I'm an owner and craft educator here at Oak and Lamb. Today we're talking about little things that we would never do when using vinyl. Now there are a lot of vinyl do's and don'ts, and if you happen to be a Cricut beginner, we have a lot of great resources and videos for you about what vinyl is and how to use it. The absolute biggest resource that you can find as a Cricut beginner is included in our membership at Oak and Lamb. We have a free course to all members on the in and outs of using your Cricut machine. It doesn't matter if you have a Cricut Maker, a Cricut Explore, or a Cricut Joy. We have all of those free courses for you to be able to master your machine quickly and easily. So definitely check those out. We go through every single thing you need to know to be able to use your machine with confidence. So check that out down below. You can look at the link. We are running a quick little sale. You can get $20 off your yearly membership every single year using the code 20OFF, 20OFF. So click the link down below, grab your membership today, and start taking advantage of those incredible courses. Now, we don't only have courses, we do have over 1,000 digital cut files with free commercial use licensing. We also have a member-only Facebook group where all of our incredible flock gather together and ask questions and post pictures and have a grand old time inspiring each other every single day. Along with our member-only courses, we also have member-only videos and a member-only podcast. There's always fun things here in the works at Oak and Lamb, and we don't want you to miss any of it. So click the link and join today. Vinyl can be a little bit finicky. Now, regardless if you're talking about heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl, both of them can be a little bit tricky in their own way. One of the things I would never do is buy or use a bad brand of vinyl. Now, I want to say bad brand and not the word cheap, because there are things that you can buy in regard to brand of vinyl that is very affordable. So I don't like to use the word cheap. Cheap to me is more like quality standards, and really you can get really great high quality vinyls for not breaking the bank, so for a really good price. So I don't want to say cheap. So I'm not going to buy or use a cheap quality of vinyl. That will take my project from great to bad super quickly. Usually bad quality vinyls will do worse at cutting, they'll do worse at weeding, transferring, and the adhesive usually won't last nearly as long. So you can have trouble all around when using a bad brand of vinyl. The two that we like to stick with the most is 143vinyl.com. That's where we buy it, and it is the Starcraft Premium Vinyl. That's what we love as far as adhesive vinyl. And we also like to use Oracal 651. Those two are extremely comparable to each other. Now, as far as HTV, the one that we know are tried and true is Caesar Easy Weed. It's amazing. We love it. We can vouch for it for sure. So as far as those two types of vinyls go, we like Oracal 651 or Starcraft for adhesive vinyl, and then for heat transfer vinyl, we like Caesar Easy Weed. They're great. I'll link them down below for you. Make sure that you buy a good brand of vinyl. That's really going to make a difference. So one thing I would never do is buy a bad brand of vinyl. The next thing I would never do is not double, triple, quadruple check my material setting in Design Space before I get to cutting. I have way too often forgotten to change the material setting or change it to something incorrect and wasted not only my time but my money as well with wasting my vinyl on a setting that did not cut properly. Make sure you are always looking and double checking those settings, especially if you happen to have a Cricut Explore Air or Explore Air 2, which has the dial. Always leave that dial on the custom setting so that Design Space always prompts you to pick a material setting. That will really take away the act of you having to remember to change your setting on that dial. So make sure you're choosing the correct setting for the type of vinyl you're using. Now, if you're using heat transfer vinyl, pick heat transfer vinyl, iron-on, as Cricut would call it in Design Space. If you're using regular adhesive vinyl, there's a bunch of different options that you could choose. We like the everyday vinyl setting. If you're using glitter heat transfer vinyl, that's got its own material setting. Make sure that you're always checking that material setting. It can get you a project fail so quickly if you're not paying attention, and it's really frustrating because, again, you're wasting time and money on something that's super easy to check. The next thing I would never do is forget to braid down my vinyl. Now, this goes for whether you're using heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl. And what I mean by that is, let's just take a piece of vinyl here. You would place it down, make sure it's stuck, and then load it into the machine. But here's what can happen. If you have a mat that is well loved, what's going to happen is this vinyl is going to come up off of your mat super easy while you're cutting. It's not stuck down very well. That's going to, again, waste time and waste money if it ruins your cut that you're trying to do in your design. So what you need to do is get something like a brayer. This is a brayer, or you can get a squeegee tool. This is a squeegee tool here. And they both do the same thing, and here's why we like the brayer the best, is because it rolls, it doesn't scrape. So you take your brayer, you're going to just use pressure and bray this down. And what this is going to do is keep your vinyl, you can see how well that's stuck down. It's going to keep your vinyl onto your mat, so through the cutting process it's not going to go anywhere. Now here is a bonus tip on top of this one. If you're using adhesive vinyl, not heat transfer vinyl, you can do it with either, but it's more imperative that you do this when using adhesive vinyl. After your Cricut has cut your image, bray it again. What this is going to do is the fine point blade has agitated all of this vinyl when it's cutting your design. You want to take this brayer and bray it back down to make sure that all those little pieces that it agitated as it was cutting is stuck back down with that adhesive flat and, rolled back down onto the backing so that it will make weeding your project a lot easier. That is a step we have never skipped as far as using adhesive vinyl, and we will never skip that step, and we will always preach for other people to do that step as well. So whenever possible, if you are cutting out adhesive vinyl, use a brayer, bray it down before and especially after it's cut. Another thing we would never do is remove the vinyl from the mat when we're weeding. We just would never do it. Our favorite weeding tools are these. They are from Amazon. They're like the hook weeder tools from Cricut, except they're much better quality, way cheaper, and they last a lot longer. Now, the reason why you would want to never remove your vinyl from your mat is because, especially as a beginner, this is going to be your third hand. This is going to be essential to you being able to successfully weed and transfer your project. You don't want to take this off of the mat and have to worry about holding it down with one hand and weeding it with the other one while the other side comes up. Don't fool with that. Leave it on the mat. Let the mat be your third hand. Let it help you. So then you can just take your weeding tool, weed it up, and so on and so forth. Now, everybody complains and says, hey, but you're putting your hands on your mat. You're de-sticking your mat. Flip your mat around. Flip it around like that you can weed now and not have to worry about any of that if you're concerned about it, but we never really are. We know that it is definitely worth the effort to weed on our mat, so we just do it normally. One of our really great tips we give for weeding adhesive vinyl is to read it as you weed it, which means it would need to be facing you and not upside down. So we leave it like this and we peel this up, we start weeding it, and we read what our text or what our cut file is saying so that we know we haven't remove something we shouldn't. So we're spelling out the word as we're weeding, but that is something else we would never do. Always leave your vinyl on the mat, never take it off. It's your third hand. It is so helpful. I hope you did enjoy this video with some little facts that we would never do while using vinyl. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. It's completely free to do that and takes absolutely no time away from you, and we really appreciate it. If you are new to Cricut, like I mentioned, click the very first link down below and grab your membership and start taking advantage of those amazing member-only courses. They are amazing to be able to master your machine. They have a booklet included that you can print out that has everything that you need to know to be a confident crafter. We cannot wait to welcome you as a part of our flock. Have a great day, and I'll see you another day for another video.